どういうこと？
I don't know.
これでいいか？
I don't know. Usually we're vertical, but are we going to be horizontal today?
I don't know. I'm still figuring out. あれ消えた。ちょっとまだライブの仕方分かってないね。
Well, we're still practicing.
まあ毎週練習です。ごめんなさい、カメラに。リタッチオン。横にな、自分で見れば分かるね。
あ、そうね。
リタッチオン。今日も。
Okay, I think we're live, but Tomoya's going to check to see if we actually are. So please wait a few moments while we figure out what we're doing, right?
How can I see herself?
Okay, someone is watching us, unless it's you. It's probably you.
ちょっとやってみるだけか。あれこれじゃない。どうやって見るんだっけ？
Want me to check?
Is this on? Yes. Can you talk something?
I can talk something, yeah. I can talk about something. I had a really good topic idea, and then I lost it. I should have taken a memo.
I forgot my mic.
What should we talk about tonight? I've been talking about American politics all night, and it's not interesting, so I want to talk about something else, actually.
Really? こっちか。
For once, I have no topics. I talk a lot, and I usually don't have a problem talking, but this time I do, so.
ティッツさん、こんばんは。こんばんは。Okay.
Yep.
We are on.
Okay, so it's Thursday night, 6-ish, 6:05 Japan time. Sorry for the people who have been waiting, if there's anyone. We were just a few minutes late getting set up. I was listening to a very interesting podcast today on the way to work, on the way here. And basically, the podcast is owned by a man named Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty is very famous. He's kind of an inspirational speaker and kind of a self-help psychology. It's like a psychology podcast. Every week, he has a guest on and he interviews and talks with his guest. So the podcast I was listening to, it was a few months old. The guest was someone who is a professional speaker. So basically, he teaches people how to speak in public and how to speak effectively and how to kind of make themselves sound more professional when they need to. But in the middle of the podcast, he was talking about language learning also. And it was interesting because he is Vietnamese, and then his parents moved to England, I believe. Is it England? No, he's Vietnamese. His parents moved to Australia. And he speaks one more language. I forgot which language he speaks. Anyway, so he had to learn basically 3 languages. But one interesting thing he was saying was he noticed when he was, he speaks Australian English, but then when he moved to America, he said Americans couldn't understand what he was saying. And so he analyzed his own speech. He looked at his own speech, and he tried to figure out why. Why could he not be understood in America? And he found that Australian people tend to kind of slur their words at the end, and they don't speak very clearly. But then once he started to speak more clearly in America, he had no problem making himself understood. One more interesting thing he said was like with Vietnamese and Japanese and like Asian languages, and I know this too, and you know this too, the muscles, the part of the mouth that we use, the muscles that we use to speak are different depending on the language. And so if you want to be fluent in a different language, you have to learn which muscles you need to use, right? You need to know not just pronunciation, but in order to say things properly, you need to understand how to make the sounds, which muscles to use. And so that was also very interesting because I think a lot of us who are learning more than one language, we've kind of noticed this, right? So for like us, you know, learning English, you guys learning English, you probably noticed that English uses the tongue, like the mouth, the middle of the mouth and the lips. And then I noticed like when I started to study Japanese use the lips and not this area. Like this is very relaxed, right? This is a very relaxed part of the mouth or the face. So the muscles that we're using are different. You can see this in like the very commonly, the common things that people make mistakes on. For example, with English, the RL distinction. And I think a lot of people have trouble with R's and L's because they don't know how to make that sound themselves. They don't know which muscles to use. But when they learn how to make these sounds, when you learn which muscles to use, and you can say it yourself, you can make these sounds after you understand how to say it, then you later can begin to hear the difference. You can hear the difference between R's and L's. Same thing like with Americans. Like we don't have, or in English, we don't have the ta, chi, tsu, we don't have the tsu sound. So learning how to make the tsu, ta, chi, tsu, it was very difficult. Have to practice hundreds and hundreds of times. These are very difficult things to do in a different language. So not just studying grammar and not just studying listening and things like this, but also like when you pronounce words, learning which muscles to use, how to make that sound is very important.
So is this 英会話エピソード?
No, it's just because I needed something to talk about, and I just was listening to this podcast on the way to work by chance.
Oh, okay.
But I thought it was interesting because it applies to, you know, everyone here is studying English, so it applies to everyone, really. What happened with you today? Why don't you talk about something you did today?
What I did today?
Or something that you want to talk about, because it's just me talking by myself for 10 minutes.
Okay. Before that, we got a comment from Titu-san.
Hi, Titu-san. Thank you every week for commenting.
Do you say eschew?
No, we don't say that word. So the word is eschew. E-S-C-H-E-W. Eschew. No, we don't say that word. It is kind of an old word that we don't really use very much these days. I think it was used a lot more previously, like maybe in the 1800s. We don't say eschew. I don't even really know how to use that word.
We got another comment from Franz
Kafka.
Kafka.
Oh, cute. Nice joke.
I'm from Russia.
Oh.
Thanks for helping me learning English.
Oh, that's great. Okay. I didn't know we had any listeners from Russia. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions about English, please feel free to ask. We'll try to answer. I don't speak any Russian, so I don't know. I do speak Japanese. So for Japanese learners, I have some reference base, but for Russian people learning English, I don't really have a reference base. So I don't know what's difficult for Russian learners.
Okay, so you asked me what I have been doing today.
Yeah, how was your day?
Today was very slow to me, slow day.
Okay.
So, and I just came back from cafe.
Oh, okay.
And I went there to meet my one of acquaintance.
Okay.
Because I work for myself, I wanted to talk about how we grow a business, and I just want to have a talk about it with someone. So this guy I met today, he was kind of running his own business.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have a little chat about it. We chat about this, how things works.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Did you have any good food or good drinks?
No, we just had a coffee there.
Okay.
So what are you guys up to today? We want to know. It's probably obvious question, but what's the time in Russia now? It depends on the place, location.
Yeah, probably because Russia, like America, is a huge it's a huge country, and so there's probably several time zones, maybe.
What? Yeah, 12 o'clock.
Like noon, 12 o'clock.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so maybe our listener is on his or her lunch break.
Okay. So this story is probably boring for most of people, but I have watched an interesting YouTube video yesterday. It's about, the title is, let me check. If money is infinite, why do we still have a poverty?
Huh?
If money is infinite, why do we still have poverty?
Oh, poverty. Okay.
Poverty. Poverty is bimbo.
Money is not infinite, though. There's a set limit to how much money a country makes.
But technically, if government want to print out money, they can make money. They can print out these money infinitely. Was that
in theory? But that doesn't work in the real world. That does not work in the real world.
Of course, it doesn't work in the real world.
There was some examples of this actually in Africa. I don't remember which country it was. Actually, let me look. they printed way too much money to support their economy, so the money became valueless. It became worthless, basically. Zimbabwe. It was Zimbabwe. So the value of the dollar, the Zimbabwe dollar, kind of like the yen, kept going down and down and down and down and down. And so the government printed a lot of money and passed out all the money to the citizens. And it made the value of the money like zero. So like when you go to buy something, you have to pay like a lot of money because there's no value to it.
But you are talking about this money from the perspective of, what do you say, like a stock. You're talking about stock price.
No, I'm talking about actual money, like real paper money.
But I before I'm talking about this money style, I'm not a professional person about money or
No, I'm not
investing.
either. I'm not either. I don't know much about investing or banking, actually.
Yeah, but think about if government prints out those money, like $1, $5,
Yeah.
Whatever they can print out, they print out continuously, non-stop. So and then delivering to everyone, like
Not everyone, but okay. Some people.
yeah, like literally, government giving us money every single month.
Yeah.
Some certain amount of money. So there's theoretically there's no poverty, right? Because everyone can buy food, bread, rice, with using this money, right?
I don't know if that's right or not. I don't want to agree because I don't know if that's correct.
This is not a serious money talk, but just think about this as funny story. So technically, you can buy anything with those given money from the government. So if we were living in Japan, so we could get money. If the government decided to give us money constantly, infinitely, we have a money, like every single person have a certain amount of money, and there should be no poverty, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But of course, in terms of value of money in the stock world, the value of Japanese yen, for example, is going down and down and down and probably reach to almost zero. So like for now, $1 is about 150 yen, but probably if government decided to print out those money, it's gonna be like almost zero. It could be zero, right?
What could be zero? The 150 would go down to zero? Yes.
But we Japanese people could have money. We can keep money. Like Japanese yen is not gonna be meaningless. It's not gonna be just a paper. But as a country, Japan, money, Japanese yen is still money.
Within Japan?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I could see that argument.
Yes.
But the problem is then you get into the issue or the question of, okay, then if you're going to be like that, if you're going to print your own money and make the economy basically valueless, then you can't trade with any other countries. You would not be able to get any products from overseas because you couldn't afford it. So, bananas, you never eat a banana again.
Of course.
Cola, you'd probably never have a cola again.
Yeah.
All the stuff that, you get from other countries, you wouldn't have it. Like pineapple, kiss pineapple goodbye.
That's probably one negative effect if government decided to print out those money.
Yeah,
infinitely.
I don't think Japan makes enough food to sustain itself completely.
No.
It's a very small country.
But the concept of this educational video I watched was why there's a poverty still if the government or if money is infinite. So the title of this video I watched yesterday is if money is infinite, why do we still have poverty? So he's not talking about the stocks or
the physical money. He's talking about physical money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Theoretically, there should be no poverty if there's an infinite amount of money.
Okay.
And then the reason he taught to the viewers or students is very simple than I expected.
Okay.
So if there's an infinite amount of money in the market, Japanese market, for example, and we can buy anything with using money, like food, obviously, or cars, or airplane, in theory.
In theory.
But the problem is, the big problem of this theory is people stop working. And that also leads to the answer, why do we still have a poverty? So if there's a lot of money in the market, people have money. People don't need to work.
I see.
Right? So that's why in this world where the money is plenty for every single person,
yeah, it should be.
We don't need to work. We don't need to make money.
Right.
Right? So, but it's not happening in the real world. There's still poverty in the real world, and then we still need to work. We still need to make money. It's because government have this system, make people work to earn money. So the poverty is kind of a necessity for this real world to make most of people work harder.
So like poverty, like being poor is an incentive. Having poor people in a country is a reason to not work. You want to work so that you don't become poor.
No. That's not what I meant to say. So we want to get rid of poverty from Earth, from world.
Okay.
Right? But there's still poverty there.
Yes.
Some African countries, people cannot.
Well, or Southeast Asian, or like now, excuse me, America. There's lots of poverty in America, actually.
Yeah, even Japan, some people still facing difficulty.
Sure.
Of this, poverty.
Sure, there's people in every country facing poverty, I believe.
And there's poverty, at the different level.
Yes.
But we don't want to be poor. We don't need a poverty from our world.
Right.
And why there's still poverty is because poverty is necessity to make most of people work harder.
But what? But that's what you said. I understood. But why? What is the meaning of that? Because there's poverty, people work harder. What they see, poor people, and they don't want to be like that, and so they work harder.
Right.
That's what I just said, and you said no, though.
Yeah, people don't want to struggle with finding food.
Okay.
So that's the reason we work hard. We make money, but still we struggle to make money sometimes.
Okay.
And we feel in the future we might not to be able to get money on our table. I mean, people think it might be difficult to bring food on our table. That there's this mindset behind of your head.
Yeah. And
that's why poverty is necessity. So that's the video I watched talking about. It's poverty. I never thought of this way.
I've never really considered poverty that way, but I do not think money is infinite. So the title is If Money is Infinite.
Yeah.
But money is not ever infinite unless your government is really fucking stupid and prints lots of money like Zimbabwe did. Sorry if anyone is from Zimbabwe. But also America did this too. America, back in the Civil War, when the North Yankees and the Southern Confederate soldiers were fighting each other, the Southern banks did the same thing. They printed lots of money, they made money infinite, and then it destroyed the entire economy, and that's why they lost the war, basically. The banks were printing money, but they didn't actually have gold in store to back that paper money up. So money is not infinite. I don't know if this video is good or not, though. I can't, because I didn't watch it, so I can't really say.
So this video has been published by one of a professor from China. He's sorry if I messed up his pronunciation. Jian Qing.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how Chinese romanization is pronounced.
Anyway, Jian, Professor Jian.
Zui Queen. I don't know how to say that.
Anyway, he's a
difficult name.
Yeah, difficult name. Anyway, so yeah, there's this theory there. Oh, I think I talked about a boring topic. Anyway.
Well, language learning you think is boring, but it's interesting to some people.
I guess so. But it's for me, it's very interesting. This topic is very interesting. Not about money making, you know. It's how we see, you know, this system. It's, you know, the reason why we work is because it's a system we need to follow. So it's not our choice to work for working. It's not our choice.
Well, some people have a choice to work or not.
Maybe, yeah.
Our generation, like my generation and your generation, pretty much everyone works. I think almost everyone works. Not people with like young babies, obviously. But I think in previous generations, for example, a lot of women did not work. Like as soon as they got married, they just stopped working, and they don't really have children yet. So there's actually a lot of people in society who can work, who do not work. But in theory, yes, everyone should be contributing to society in some way, whether it's paid work or volunteer work or something.
Yeah, speaking of contributing to a society, the person I met today, he was saying, I'm not contributing to society
He said that?
Anyway, yeah.
Really?
Yes. He's making money doing something, but he said, my work, my business is not really meaningful.
Oh.
It's interesting. He talked like this. So I wonder what's the meaningful work?
I think in general the term meaningful work kind of indicates that you are useful to someone in some way, or you provide some service to society that is necessary. A lot of people, like in English-speaking countries, say, it's a calling, like tenchoku in Japanese, right? Calling. I'm not a religious person, so that's why I do this. Like, it's calling from God. Like, God calls you to be a teacher, or God calls you to be a doctor, you know, or something. I don't believe in calling because I'm not religious. Like God didn't call me to do anything. But a lot of people believe in this concept. And Tenshoku is the same, right? It has a 10, like, right? 10 meaning from heaven, right? But just in any way that you can be useful to society or help other people, provide a service for people in general, I think would be considered useful and meaningful work. Is your work meaningful?
I hope so. I don't know. It's a tough question.
My work is meaningful. I mean, I'm not always successful, but I try to help people learn language. I don't push it on them, and this is for people who are motivated to learn on their own, like what they want to learn. So in that case, it's much easier to provide a service when people want to receive that service.
Right.
So,
but I think a lot of people cannot see what is the meaningful service provided there while they are working. I mean, なんていうかな.
I kind of know what you mean. I think some people don't think about it.
Probably.
But
not.
people who are, for example, in healthcare, they certainly think about, people who are teachers, people who are involved in religious organizations, they think about it certainly, or volunteer groups or NPOs, they think about it. But yeah, not everyone thinks about how meaningful their work is.
Yeah, but since my friend talked about this topic, so I just brought up.
No, it's a good topic to think about. Yeah. I think for me also, we talk about like age, life expectancy, like how long people live and how long you want to live. And I always say, like, I don't want to be 100. I don't want to live to be like 95, because I think by that point I will have outlived my usefulness. I won't be useful to anyone at 95. So for me, like, once I'm not useful to people, whether that's 85 or 90 or whatever, it's okay for me to die if I'm not useful, if I'm not helping someone in some way.
Really?
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, it might be your grandkids, but it might be babysitting, or it might be like
That's still helpful.
That's helpful. Yeah, that's helpful. But if I'm not even taking care of children or helping someone cook or teaching or whatever, if I'm a burden and I have to make people help me, then I've outlived my usefulness. It's okay to die for me. I'm not for other people, I don't know, but for me.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to be useful person. I think.
No, it's not.
Really?
Yeah, it's very easy to be useful. I mean, I don't know about you. I do quite a bit of volunteer work. I volunteer a lot. That's useful,
Useful, but you are cutting your free times.
Yeah, of course, but I'm providing a service for society. Yeah.
But it's kind of unbalanced sometimes. From what I'm seeing.
It depends. Yeah, it depends. That's not the topic, though. The topic is, are you useful? Right now, yes, I'm still a useful member of society. I work hard. Yeah, I work hard. I volunteer a lot. Yeah.
Okay, we got another comment from Titsu-san. Do you like books? What genres do you like to read?
Oh, good question. Good question. How about you first? I talk too much.
I like sci-fi novels, and I love. Actually, I like. Who is that person? author of Martian. No, Marian.
Martian. Martian.
あれ One sec. Andy Weir is my one of the favorite author.
Okay. How do you spell his name?
Andy.
Andy?
Weir.
Okay, Andy Weir. Maybe Andy Weir?
Andy Weir.
Okay.
He wrote Project Hail Mary. He wrote Project Hail Mary.
Okay, I have never read of that or heard that.
It is probably the most popular sci-fi novel in 2023 or 4.
Okay.
And
okay, so it's new.
It's quite new, quite recently, and then this will become a movie in next year.
Okay. So we have to go see the movie. What's this about? Easy synopsis, easy description.
It better to find an easy description. So, Project Hail Mary is a science fiction novel by Andy Weir that follows. I'll skip this part. This is the main character. Main character is a school teacher. He turned to be an astronaut.
Okay.
He's on a desperate mission to save humanity from an alien microorganism threatening Earth's sun.
Is this interesting?
It's very interesting.
Okay. Do you think it will be a good movie?
I believe so.
Okay. It sounds like it's a good science fiction action movie.
It is.
Okay. I would go see it. I would go see it if you want to see it with me, or if you have another friend who would like this better than I would, please go ahead. Okay. For me, actually, my eyesight is so bad. I haven't read a book in a couple of years, to be honest. I mostly read online. I like a lot of detective or police, mostly detective novels. But I also read other things like nonfiction. I'm currently trying to read, I mentioned the podcaster Jay Shetty. I'm trying to read his book about philosophy. A lot of it is based in Indian religion, like from India. And so I don't know much about that, so it's not always easy going, but it's an interesting book. And actually, I was a literature major. I studied bungaku, or literature, in university, have read a lot of books. This is also really boring, but I really like old literature. Things like Henry James, which is early 1900s. Really, really difficult books to read. I also I hate Shakespeare. Shakespeare sucks, but I like old, like 13th century English writings too. So I like some really, really old stuff. I also like detective novels just for fun.
13th century literature.
English
literature.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was 12th century. I can't remember. Anyway, really, really old literature. It's really hard to understand. It does not look like English. It looks like German.
Ooh.
It's really hard to read.
I'm looking at a list of authors from 1,000 to 100. Ooh.
Okay, I'm thinking of like, for example, the Canterbury Tales. It's written, it's not even Old English, it's Middle English. It was written in the late 1300s to about 1400. Really, really, really difficult to get through. It's not fun reading. It's like really just like, wow, look at English. This is really weird.
I have no idea of these authors. Okay, so you like to, this is like decoding a code.
Yeah,
right?
it's like decoding a code, exactly. But if you're not into that kind of stuff, which most people are not, and I don't know that much about it, I've just read it a few times. Yeah, like I like detective novels, I like mysteries. I like something from pretty much all, like I've read some science fiction books that I thought were good. Some modern fiction, like for example, I've read Thomas Pynchon. He is a really difficult writer. It takes him about 10 to 15 years to write one book. They're so packed with references to other things. It just takes a lot of effort to get through, but they're very interesting. Things like this. Actually, one of my sister's best friends is a writer, and her books are awesome. Her name is Laura McHugh. Her name is Laura McHugh. Sorry, she got married and I forgot her new name. She writes kind of mystery books, but they're based on real stories that happened. So basically, they're like crime stories. She'll be reading the newspaper about a crime, for example, that happened in our local area where we grew up, and it will not have been solved. And then she'll start researching it, and then she'll write a novel about it. It's actually, they're really well written books. She's somewhat well known. She's not super famous, but you're welcome to look up her work. Again, her name is Laura, Laura, McHugh, Mchugh. I don't think her books have been translated into Japanese yet, so if you read it, probably have to read it in English. I think there are other languages like German and French maybe, but not Japanese yet. So maybe that's my new job.
Ooh, translating horror novels into Japanese.
Not really horror, but like, yeah, crime, true crime.
True crime.
True crime, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we had another comment from T2-san, right? I love Haruki Murakami. Ah, okay, yeah, he's really famous. A lot of his books, I think maybe most of his books, all of his books have been translated into English, and I've read maybe one.
You have only read one.
I forgot which one I read, though. I was trying to think which one I have read, and I don't remember which one.
I'm trying to read his novels, but I used to try to read his novel, but every time I stop at second or third page.
Why?
Because it's slow to me.
Is it?
So yeah, there's no hook in the openings. That's why I dropped out every time.
I don't remember why I read Haruki Murakami. I think because back in the 90s when I was in university, the late 80s, and I was studying some Japanese literature too. His name kept popping up, like he was getting very popular, and so we were never assigned to read his books, but I picked one up and read it. But the thing I remember was there was a sex scene in the book, and I thought, wow, that's really wild for a novel to have this kind of scene in the book. And apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently he's famous for that. All of his books have like very crazy sex scenes. So maybe you should read his book some more. I don't know. I've only read the one.
Yeah, since I'm I'm not young, but I have since I have a short attention time, I need a really strong hook to keep me reading novels and keep me watching the TV shows, and I need a strong and a very impactful hook.
Hook, okay, something to hook you and catch your attention.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's because I have a short attention.
Short attention span.
Yeah.
I think that's just a phenomena of the age that we're in right now, the era. Because I notice I also have a pretty short attention span, especially when it comes to media. Like I will not watch like this kind of video. I would not watch a 45-minute video of people talking. Sorry, but I would not. And so I'm sorry to be making it, to be honest. But I would watch like a 4-minute video or even maybe a 7-minute video. But beyond that, my attention is pretty short.
Me too. I usually play videos on any kind of platforms at a little bit higher speed, like 1 point faster than normal time.
Oh, do you? Okay. I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah. Especially the way Japanese people speak is a little bit slower compared to English.
Do they actually speak slower, or do they just put in a lot of filler sentences that don't mean much?
I think it's a natural behavior on Japanese, with the way of Japanese speaks.
Is it the speed itself?
Yeah, I think so. For example, English, the syllables are less than Japanese syllables. Not syllables, like this
it's
sound,
a syllable. Yeah.
Right. And eventually, the syllables in the conversation is shorter, lesser in English, but longer in Japanese. So that makes the speed of speech feels a little bit slower in Japanese.
Oh, okay. Kind of. It depends on who's speaking, of course. But I notice like a lot of Japanese speech is made to be very polite, but it's also really vague, and there's a lot of phrases and words that don't mean anything. Like, for example, let's give an example. So for example, let's say in English, I might say, I'm going shopping tomorrow. I'm going shopping tomorrow. Pretty short. But in Japanese, it'd be like, 明日買い物行こうかなと思っている. It's much longer, right? And it's much more like vague and uncertain, and it takes up a lot more time, right, to say that thing, right?
Right.
That's what I noticed is like there's a lot of filler words and a lot of like polite niceties that you don't really need in Japanese to get the meaning across. You need it to be polite. You don't need it for meaning.
Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of fillers, but I think it's the ability of in language, like Japanese are just a slower language in general.
Really? Maybe.
Because I need to speed up all of Japanese video contents at the 2 times faster than usual speed.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
But for English-speaking contents, I just need to speed up 1.5 faster than usual.
And that's because you have a short attention span.
Right.
Okay.
I just need to watch the conclusion, consequence at the faster time.
Okay.
Sooner than I can.
So you don't care about the process. You care about the result, the ending. Okay.
Yes.
Where most TV shows, like the story, the process is the interesting part. The result is like, okay, it's nice, but like the process most people enjoy.
Yeah, it's yeah, maybe I don't know if this is good or bad, but I can use this spare time for something else, right?
Yeah, that's
If
true.
I speed up videos.
That's true. You
Podcast.
can get more information in a
Right.
shorter time. That's true.
And the YouTube also provide 3 times faster speed
Oh wow.
for premium members.
Oh wow. I wonder if that would even be like understandable.
I don't think so, but
I don't do this. I have another American friend. I don't think she watches this video, but I won't say her name. She listens to a lot of news podcasts and news programs online, and she watches everything, she said, or she listens to everything on double speed, on 2 times the speed, because she wants to watch so many programs and get so much information that she needs to do it quickly so that she can listen to a different news program, right? So she's constantly getting in like new information. That's very interesting, though.
Yes, I think many people do that same. And I'm very curious to try this 3 times fast, triple faster speed.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to hear if that's even understandable. Because even double, it's hard to catch it sometimes.
And depends on person who you listening to.
Yeah, that's true. And how they talk, how fast they talk. That's true.
Yes. So yeah, that's what I've been doing recently. Yeah, so strong opening hook is the
Okay.
key. For any of the contents, I think, for even us, we were making videos once a week. We don't have a strong hook. That's why we are not.
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes no. Yeah, we're not like professional podcasters though. We're just kind of amateur, learning as we go kind of thing. But even professional podcasters, like I listen to a lot of professional podcasters because I spend a lot of time driving, and so I spend a lot of time listening to things, and consistently the thing I listen to always is true crime. I love true crime. It's always interesting. But like when I run out of episodes, I have to listen to other things. And so I mentioned Jay Shetty's motivational like psychology, mental health podcast. I don't listen to everything though. I only pick up the topics that look interesting. I don't pick up a lot of things. For example, he talks a lot about relationships and how to like find a good boyfriend or good girlfriend. I don't really need that, right? So I don't listen to those. If it's finances, like how to invest money, I would listen to that because that affects me and I'm interested. But so there's some things that like, even if it's a good podcast and professionally made, even if the hook is good, I won't listen. So it just depends.
Yeah, hooks.
Doesn't always necessarily need a hook. It just needs to be something that I like or that I'm interested in.
Yeah, that's one of the things I need to get better at.
Like building a hook,
Yeah.
making a hook. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because you can't appeal to everyone all the time, right? You can't make something that every single person likes every single time.
Right.
We're trying though.
We'll try.
We're trying. You can only try.
Right. Okay. Are there any topic we can discuss this week?
Wow, there's a lot going on politically, but I don't really want to talk about politics, to be honest.
Nah.
It's very complicated, and for Americans, it's very depressing at the moment.
Well, I am looking at the news site, butそんなもんか.
Like looking at the news online, it's like, there's some interesting stuff if you want to read it, but it's not really interesting to talk about, as a discussion.
Right. まあ、ライブ for this live session, we just chit chat and
Yeah.
hanging out with our listeners.
Yeah.
That's the concept. But I'm thinking, do we have make our live streaming towards more like a proper podcast episode style or not?
How so? Like, how do you mean?
Like online live streaming podcast. This is probably
Like chit chat style versus something that's more planned.
yeah. That's what I meant to say.
I think it might be good if we have some like preset topics to talk in the future, maybe. Because like some people ask questions, and I think that's great to interact with the people listening at that moment. So I don't want to like make it too professional. I want to like be able to connect with our listeners like really in real time.
If we could get a constant message.
Right, but it's good to have like maybe a few topics designated as things we could talk about.
So yeah, for that, I mean, yeah, with this planned live streaming, maybe people after the fact could still enjoy it.
Yeah, that's true.
Without me talking meaningless like fillers, right?
I see what you mean. Yeah.
I don't like awkward moments in online or offline.
Yeah, awkward moments are hard. Silence is okay. Like if you're in person, you're talking to someone in person, it's okay to have silence, moments of silence in a conversation. But online, yeah, it's a bit weird, I admit.
Right.
Yeah.
So in a real, when I talk to a real person, I sometimes bring up totally different topic from out of the conversation.
Oh.
Doesn't really relate it to.
Okay, but why do you do that?
Because I don't like awkward moment.
Okay. Like if there's no conversation going, yeah, that's fair.
I just want to kill this, the silence.
Yeah, that's okay. If there's like silence, that's fine. But you can change the subject or you can bring up a new topic. That's fine, I think.
So yeah, if we wanna make a well-planned live streaming session, we can maybe cut this part and then turn into the proper podcast. So it's a win-win plans for everyone.
Okay, maybe.
But my editing time will be.
Yeah, I don't think you should edit too much.
Right. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I thought today.
Okay. I think maybe people are tired or busy. We did a lot of comments today, and that's okay. Honestly, that's fine. But we want to say thank you to the people who were here and who did comment. Thank you, Titu-san, for always joining us. Titu-san joins every week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So are we ready to finish up?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I can see a timeline on my screen, but it seems like it's kind of not so much.
Time lag?
Yeah, for everyone watching right now.
It's about like a minute behind, I think, the real time. So.
All right. So we talked about something really interesting, maybe.
Something like with our topic, we're kind of deep. Sorry, not so light. Kind of heavy things.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we can keep up.
We don't have a funny topics.
No, not always. Sometimes we do.
Okay. So では thank you for joining today and we'll do this live streaming next week on
Yeah.
Thursday at
Okay.
6 p.m.
Yep. I hope to see you guys next week too. Thank you for watching. Bye.
最後のコメントが来ました。Thank you. I enjoyed.
Shigeru-san, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. That's a nice comment. And thank you always to Titu-san. And thank you to Franz Kafka for joining us from Russia.
そうね。
See you guys next week.
では、バイバイ。
Bye.